Alright, so welcome to another episode of Arkansas Kayak Fishing. Today we're back out here again in this flooded timber, and the weather's a lot better. We got some 70s the last 2 days. Today's supposed to be almost 78, and we actually got some sunshine moving in today, so hopefully between the warmer weather and the sunshine, maybe we'll get on a good bite today. And the water clarity, it's a lot better out here. It's almost, I can almost see the bottom in about 2 to 3 foot of water, so it's definitely a lot better. I'm hoping that these fish have finally moved out here, and we're just going to start out fishing out here in the woods, probably throwing that spinner bait, and we might move to that swim bait, just kind of see what the bite is. You know, they may like that swim bait better. Maybe a swim bait day, you know. But we'll just start here, and we might move out to them fields. You know, last time it seemed like the bass were out there more than what they was in the woods, but you never know what one trip and the next trip is going to be like, so stay tuned. Hopefully we can put some fish in the kayak today. Well, at least we made it over here to some little calmer water than it was over there. That's about as choppy as I would want to try to cross, but I've actually done worse than that, but it's still pretty sketchy sometimes. This little 10-footer here, it's probably one of the most stable 10-foot kayaks I've ever been in. It handles extremely well to be so short and light. One thing I like about fishing in the woods like this, days like that where that wind is just terrible out there, you know, it'd be impossible to fish most of that. And then you come in here and it's just calm and nice. One good thing about it, definitely a lot warmer out here today. The last 2 days have been in the 70s, and today is supposed to be, I think it's around 75. Water is definitely a lot clearer too. Hopefully we can get on some fish today. Alright, so we're back out here in this flooded part where we were catching all that bass last time. Throwing that same blue swim bait here. It's a little bit shallower than it was last time, about 6 to 8 inches shallower. I just don't know if the bass are out here or not. Don't help all this wind. Like I said, it wasn't supposed to be blowing about 10, 15 mile an hour, but I got out here this morning, it was humming along about 20, 25. It's hard to find a place to get out of it when it's like that. Definitely a lot clearer. If there was a good sized fish behind it or under it, I could see it. Just not seeing anything right now. There we go. I knew there had to be, oh, it come off. I was fixing to say, I knew there had to be at least one bass out here. This spot just looks too good for nothing to be out here. Trying to back up, maybe he'll go for it again. It looked like a pretty nice fish when it rode there. I could see it a little bit. Oh, there we go. A little bass, but he's fast. Whoa, got off. Man, that was a fun little fight there for a second. Fast little bass. Just didn't get up on there far enough to get that hook. I'm just glad to see there is something out here. Give me some hope. Been casting for probably about an hour this morning so far and haven't had a bite until I moved out here. Started throwing this blue swim bait here again. He definitely went after it. I know there's gotta be more than just some two bass out here. Pretty as this water is, all this grass under here. I know they're out here spread out, you know, over a big area, but I'll try to put that same one we used last time with that white head on it. Seemed like they liked it just a little bit better than this solid blue weedless hook here. I just gotta get me a new swim bait on there. Last time I was out here, it bit the tail off. There we go. See if they like that a little bit better. Only thing I have to really crank on this one to keep it out of them weeds. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a nice one too. Whoa. Definitely full of energy. Whoa, he is a pulling. Oh, he come off. Man, that was a nice bass too. Hate that. That was a good fight there for a second. I know I felt something tap it back there, but I thought it might have been a limb or a stick or something under the water. And then he hit it again. That last time he got a good hold on it. Man, that was a nice bass. That was like, I don't know, like the 4th or 5th cast with that whitehead. Man, I would have really liked to got him in the kayak. That was a big bass. Yep, there we go. Oh, we got off again. Man, they are killing me getting off. Took the tail of it. That's the only thing about that longer swim bait there. I'll tell you what I might want to do. The next one I put on, I may want to cut it off and move it up. That way that tail will be closer to that hook. I didn't think about that. I should have done that on that one. All I'm gonna do is take my scissors, I think somewhere about maybe right in there, just kind of cut it off a little bit. That way that tail will get up there closer to that head. Maybe they'll get that hook. Try not to poke my finger here. Yeah, come out the side there. It's hard to get it in there right when you get down to that small tail. There we go. So now you can see that tail's a lot closer to that hook. So I'm hoping that when he goes for that next time, he'll get that hook instead of jerking my tail off there. That one there felt like a nice one too. Yep, there he is. That's a nice one too. Oh man. Dad, y'all see the size of that bass? God, I know it had to have been a 6-pounder. Man, that sucker was huge. We'll see how he didn't get that hook. Man, that was just an awesome bass. There's definitely some big ones out here, man. That one there was just, wow. Alright, let's see if we can't get back on him. Get back on him or a different one. I know I shouldn't, but I'm tempted to try that spinnerbait. I know it would really show up out here in this clear water today, especially if that sun is starting to poke its way through now. But we're getting so many hits on this, I just hate to change it. You always have to make that decision where you want to keep doing what you're doing or you want to change something up. There was a bass right there following. He just coming right there under the kayak. He wasn't a huge one, but he was following it. And a lot of times that's why when I bring it back to the kayak, a lot of times I try to go out to the side. I don't know how many fish I've had follow it to the kayak and get right there at the kayak, and you won't realize they're behind it until, you know, they're right there at you. But a lot of times you can turn it like that off to the side and it won't spook them. Sometimes they'll take it and, you know, sometimes they won't. But just kind of gives you a little bit of more of a chance to get him on the hook, you know. I just want to catch that big one again. Man, I like to weight him. Oh, yep, we got one. It feels like a nice one too. Please God, be hooked up. Man, it feels like a nice one. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh, it come off again. That looked like that same one again. God, that was a huge bass. At least it didn't jerk my tail off my bait. Man, that is a big bass. I'm pretty sure that's the same one. It was in that same area. God, that just looks like the biggest bass I've ever seen. I may be wrong, but did pretty much the same exact thing. I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit frustrating. Oh man. See a fish that big just right there, you know, jump in front of you. Throw that hook. Oh, man. I think I'm gonna try this spinnerbait out real quick. This is that same one I've been using. Oh, I bought it about a month ago, and it's called that Mr. Little Money, made by Strike King. And bass love it. I just don't know if these bass right now will be into it or not. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna have nightmares about that bass right there. I keep just replaying it through my head over and over again. just a mouth on him, how big he is. It just, man, when he's pulling, it just feels huge. It's one of them times you need a heavy action rod to really drive that hook home. And I didn't bring my heavy rod today. I just got this one in my one I use for crappie fishing right there. Oh, well, I don't know, I'm thinking about switching maybe to a red or orange crankbait. You know, it's that time of year. Definitely think it's worth trying. Because you know they're out here, and they can definitely see it in this clear water. So, in this area right here, there's grass under the water, but it's not coming all the way up. So, I'm hoping if I just crank on it, let it come up, crank on it, let it come up, maybe it'll stay out of that grass. And like I said, it's that time of year where, you know, they should be hitting reds and oranges and stuff like that. But I may be wrong. They may not be interested in that today. Like I said, it's definitely a swim bait type of day. So far, it's definitely seemed that way. But you never know, they might be into red and orange today too. Usually this time of year, that's what they really are hitting. But so far, I mean, I've thrown this same one on the last 3 trips at different times. You know, not out here in this field, but, and I just haven't gotten any bites on it. But I just might have been throwing it in a place where there just wasn't any bass. There's definitely some out here. If I don't watch, I'll end up spending all day right here in this one spot trying to catch this one bass. Y'all know how it is. Y'all, you know he's here. He's definitely a giant. It's easy to spend 2 or 3 hours trying to catch one big fish. Whoa, there we go. Oh man, yeah. It ain't that giant one, but it's a big one though. He went for it. Kind of hard to throw all them treble hooks. Oh, that's a good thing about one of these crankbaits. Finally got a fish in the kayak. I don't know how many of them we caught today, but this is the first one in the kayak. Yeah, you just couldn't throw all them hooks, could you? Whoa, buddy. Get my pliers here. Don't want to get a hook in my hand. There we go. Whew. Finally glad to get a fish in the kayak. Look at him. That ain't bad at all. Probably around 3.5 maybe. Nice long bass. Whoa, buddy, calm down. I'm happy about it. Finally got one to stay on the hook. what I did on that one in the last 2 casts, instead of throwing it out there, reeling a little bit, letting it go down and come back up, I was just cranking on it absolutely just super slow, and it's staying up there, but it's just sitting there just wobbling like that. That red is just kind of side to side, and he definitely loved it. You can see that, you know, just sitting there wobbling like that. I was really hoping when I felt him hit it, I was like, man, I hope that's that big one, but I'll take him. I'm just glad to finally get something in the kayak. We've been catching all these fish this morning out here, and just absolutely ain't had any luck of getting them in the kayak. Oh, there we go. Oh man, yeah. Come on, buddy, stay on the hook. He's a little one, but I'll take him. Right there in the corner of the mouth. That's the way he's supposed to hook up. All kinds of grass too. Come on, buddy. Get that weed off there first. Oh, there we go. Fish number 2 in the kayak. Ain't no monster, but I'll take him. I'm just glad to finally get a hookup. Back you go. Yep, it was definitely a swim bait day. Probably throwing that the rest of the day. I've done tried everything else. Spinner baits, crankbaits. Haven't tried a rattle trap yet. I don't know if I will or not. Tried that big, well, it's not just super big, but that one Savage gear I got. It's about a 3.5, 4-inch model. I got a tap on it, but they still like this one here better. Whoa, there we go. Come on, buddy. Oh man, come unhooked. That one there felt like a nice one. At least it didn't take my tail off. I don't know if that was that big one or not, but it felt like a pretty nice fish. There we go. I hope it's him again. Come on, buddy. Please stay on. That is him. Oh my God, it is him. Please stay on the hook. Oh man, I'm just glad we're finally getting hookups on them. That isn't a great big one, but it's still a nice bass. I just seen him when he was going through the water there for a second. It looked like that giant one. I'm just glad he didn't throw the hook. Whew, that's a nice bass though. Good 3.5 maybe. I'll take him. Putting a fight on the pole, I'm happy. Back he goes. Whew. I don't know what it is. You know, you can catch a fish and see it, but whenever you get it in a kayak and actually put your hands on it, it's just a totally different level of happiness. I'm gonna be thinking about that giant one all day. Probably dream about it tonight. Y'all know how it is. It just, the fish that gets away, you just think about it all the time. This is a real clear spot right here. Got out of that wind. There's a big old loggerhead turtle right here behind me. I'm gonna try to ease around. Maybe I can get him on video. It kind of just seemed like he's curious. I've just never seen one this close. That is just awesome. He's probably about a foot and a half in diameter. Yeah, I think he finally saw me. That's just awesome. I've seen loggerhead turtles out here before, but I've never had one, you know, come up here like that. It's like he's curious. He followed me in here, I guess. Man, that was an experience there. That's one reason why I said I like this type of fishing, because you just never know what you're gonna see out here. You know, this water's so shallow, he just come right up here. I'm just glad it's clear enough where I could see him. That was awesome. That's one thing I love about this trolling motor setup. I can go in some shallow water. I was right at a foot back there, but just a hair over a foot right here. Oh, I can definitely get through some shallow water with it being able to pick it up like that. Whoa, man. I don't know what this is. I've seen a huge mouth open. That's a big old bass. Golly. Well, I hope he stays on. I don't know if y'all can see him in that water. Man, that is a big one. Oh yeah. Oh man, that is awesome. And a beautiful spot to catch it in too, boy. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh man, that was awesome. I could see him, just his mouth would just look huge under the water. He come up there right behind it. He was just barely hooked too right there inside. That is awesome. Look at that fish. I don't think it's a 5-pounder, but still though, that's an awesome catch. Definitely got my heart racing. Pretty colors on him. Alright buddy, back you go. Hopefully there's some more of them out here like that. That was fun there. I love seeing them when they just come up and grab it like that. When he opened that mouth, he looked giant. That's the reason I came down here. I was trying to think of another place that was kind of like that field back there that we were catching them big bass in. And this is about the only place I could think about that would be out of the wind. And well, it just looks perfect out here. And the first couple casts already got a big bass out here, so definitely happy with that. Whoa, there we go. Oh yeah. That's another nice one too. Even jumping. Jumping good too, boy. That's one thing about catching them in this shallow water. They definitely jump a lot more. Yeah, he's quite a bit smaller than that other one. take him though. Barely hooked too. Pretty bass. Oh, eye's pretty on him. Gotta back up here. Try not to get up in that area too much. It's a nice pretty bass there. Back you go, buddy. I definitely like that spot right there. We caught that one big one just right over there. He was just right there beside it. I keep trying to stay out of that area, but the wind just keeps on wanting to push me in there. Like I said earlier, this is a time when you need a power pole for sure. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. There's a bass right there. I don't know if that bass is on a bed. No, actually I think that's a, I don't know if it's a bass or a griddle. I don't know. He tried to come up and get it there. That is a big old, I guess that's a griddle. That's a big one. I didn't really want to hook him anyway. Them old griddle, or bowfin, whatever you want to call them, they put up a good fight, but you know, they can kind of be a nightmare after you know, a place like this, all this grass and stuff. Probably end up losing my lure, my jig head. Whoa, man. I don't know what that one big fish there is swimming away. I don't know if that's a bass or not. There's a nice one. If that was a bass, then that was one big old bass. He was making one big wake when he was swimming off. I figured there had to be a few more of them out here. Just a matter of finding them. A little nice fight there. Like I said, I don't know what that other one there was. If that was a... There's something right there. Oh, that's a Asian carp. A huge one too. Hope he gets over here closer, we can get a better look at him. Man, look at that sucker. He probably at least 25-30 pounds. That's probably what was making that wake wall go. There he goes. It's like a missile going through the water, man. It's huge. Whew. I'm guessing that's probably what made that wake wall go. Well, that was definitely fun there. Get all kinds of stuff on the camera today. Turtles. Giant Asian carp. Should have had my bow fishing bow for that one. So I came back over here where this is the place where we kept losing that great big bass this morning, and I just figured I'd come back over at the end of the day and just cast around over here a little bit, just see if he's still hanging around, for a different one over here or what have you. I think we lost about 3 over here this morning. 2 of them I know were real nice bass. Moved over to this other side over here. I couldn't fish it this morning because the wind was too bad over here. Moved over here hoping maybe might be some bass on this side. It really seems like the bite's turned off since I don't know, probably around 2:30, 3 o'clock or so. It pretty much just went calm. No action. Definitely a pretty afternoon. Pretty sunset over there. Well, ain't quite a sunset yet, but it will be. Well, that brings today's episode to an end. Hope y'all have enjoyed it today. I know I definitely have out here with that turtle and the Asian carp and the big bass that we've got. Even though the big bass got away, but you know, it's just one of them days that I'm going to remember for sure. I'm probably going to end up dreaming about that big bass tonight. I don't know if it's going to be a nightmare or a good dream. Depends on if I actually get him in the kayak. But you know, the weather turned out pretty good as the day went on. You know, this morning it was like 20-mile-an-hour winds, you know, cloudy. Then as the day went on, that wind calmed down and the sun finally came out. And after that, it was just a pretty day, you know. And I come back over here trying to catch that bass again, but it was just, everything just kind of went calm after that sun started going down and the wind stopped blowing. But that's it for today. I appreciate y'all watching. Until next time, stay tuned.